Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Plum Wild podcast. It's Wednesday, November 29th. I'm Nathan Waddell, and as always, we're back, and I'm joined in the booth with my best friend, Damian Kiefer.
Good morning.
I love that. Good morning every single time. Tonight's episode is presented by Cody Williams Design. When you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you race good. Cody does great work on iRacing wraps, so rev up your style with Cody Williams Design. Let's see here. You can find his page on Facebook or Instagram. Use code PlumWild20 for 20% off. It's right there on the screen. That's PlumWild20. Big thanks to Cody Williams for coming on board to sponsor today's episode. We got a lot to talk about since we took the week off. But first, how you doing today, Keith?
It is Wednesday, my dudes, but it was kind of a long day. Long work day, just a lot of work. You know, I had to deal with a lot of electrical stuff today. Just wasn't feeling it. Wasn't feeling it.
I was not feeling working today either. Honestly, like I didn't do hardly anything, I don't think. But we're here. I love the podcast night. It's like my favorite night of the week. Just want to point out for those that only listen and don't watch, Kiefer is now stashless.
Dude, it's already in chat. Like, what's going on? Like, is it that iconic?
It's that iconic. I really wish you wouldn't have shaved it.
Mackenzie didn't want me to shave it either. So, I think she hates it.
Well,
so the stash is coming back. Don't worry. It's coming back.
The stash is coming back. There's another thing coming back that was announced. NWRA coming back for yet another season. I think that starts in January sometime. So we got that to look forward to. But let's talk about Thanksgiving a little bit. What did you do?
A little break. It's been a while.
Dude, it's been so. I feel like it's been so long since we did an episode.
Well, I've raced 2 different racetracks since then.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the Turkey Bowl down Springfield, Missouri, led half the feature and stepped on my pecker and ended up running fourth. Had a second place car. And then went to Colorado on vacation, got to relax in the mountains, went to the Denver, Minnesota game, saw Russ cook. Yeah, I saw a lot of field goals.
I remember watching the game. I don't even remember how it went.
A lot of field goals.
A lot of field goals. Was it cold up that way?
It really wasn't that. I mean, it was 20 degrees, but it wasn't cold. Like, Missouri's colder, dude.
Dude, whenever I went to Gateway, I was fucking miserable.
Missouri is colder.
It was so miserable. The wind, and it was cold, and it was
like they see it, and they're like this morning, for instance, it was like 25, and I walked outside. I'm fully coated. Like, this is like my undershirt, and I had a shirt over this, and I had my winter jacket. I still have a pair of long johns on.
Right now?
And my khaki. Yes, because it's fucking cold, dude. You walk outside, you go from a half to a quarter instantly, dude.
Like that bad, huh?
Bad.
That's rough. So you raced at the Turkey Bowl, right?
Yep. And then I went to 411.
Then you went to 411. And
got a surprise visitor.
Yeah.
Nathan Waddell and Hannah showed up.
Yeah.
Got to also meet the iRacing legend Hayden Cardwell.
Yep.
We talked with him for a good while.
Yep.
Had a good time. Had a good time. We finished 10th.
Yeah.
With the A mods, you know, out of like 52 cars, I think, ran 10th.
Hey.
With the B mod.
2016 impressive. 3-link.
B mod. 3-link B mod.
All the excuses. No, but I mean, still, it
was fun.
I was wanting to watch you race so bad, and you know, you're 8 hours away and race at tracks that are pretty local to you, or you know, further away. Then you were like, I'm coming to 411, and I'm like, that's pretty close actually. Like, it's only a 4-hour drive.
This dude tried to surprise me, but I knew it. This man tried to surprise me by showing up, but like he texted me at 7:30 in the morning, and if anybody knows Nathan
on a Saturday.
On the Saturday, Nathan does not wake up before 11 o'clock.
No, it doesn't happen.
He didn't say nothing, and I didn't ask nothing, but like it was like in the air. But Glad they showed up. Glad they got to see me race. Glad to see me got to run 10th. You know.
Yeah. Well, you brought the car home in one piece.
We did.
That was like my.
Hey, we beat a lot of nice cars.
You did, and it was like my main concern was like I don't want to like show up and then he runs like really bad or like wrecks because then it just would suck to be there for that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But you know,
we had
so
a solid night. I mean, a top 10 with the A mods.
Yeah.
With like what we had. I thought I'll take that.
It was
it
was good.
A few factory elite cars and.
I got to meet the legend Dwayne Kiefer.
Dwayne Kiefer, yeah.
The OG D Keef.
The OG.
Dude, chat.
Apparently we're the same people.
Yeah. Let me tell y'all, Dwayne Kiefer could sit down in that chair and do this podcast with me, and y'all would not be able to tell a difference. Like you just wouldn't be able to tell. It was funny.
He used to rock the stash back in the day.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Classic. So that was cool. Went up to 411 for that. We had Sprint Cars Pro Series at Williams Grove.
Yep.
To be fair,
3 weeks. There's 2 weeks now that went by.
Yeah. Well, did we talk about? We didn't
talk about the second week because we didn't have a podcast last week.
You're right. So Bergeron won the second round
2.
at where the hell? Weedsport.
Yep.
Weedsport. That was back to back for him. And then I didn't get to watch much of Williams Grove. I caught the end of it. Timothy Smith won it. Bergeron did not even make the feature.
Yeah,
and
that's going to be kind of interesting going into week 4 for points.
Evan is leading points now. He finished third.
Yeah, third.
Evan is now leading points. And, you know, I'm on that team now, the whole CFM thing and everything. But so I don't want to sound biased here, but just I can't imagine that, like, the argument that could be made if some, you know, if Evan wins the Sprint Car Pro Series as well, it's like, what the fuck, you know? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
So him leading points is wild, but obviously he's really good. So it shouldn't be too much of a surprise, but you kind of think of him more as a late model guy. So I'm excited. I don't know where next week is going, if they're even racing next week. I've heard that they're taking some weeks off, but I'll try to pay more attention to it next week.
Yeah, I think they do race next week, but I'm not.
There was a lot of shit going on this week. Coming back from 411, then you got had sprint cars, and I'm trying to race and stream, and I was about to say you had the Gobbler prelims last night.
Dylan Hauser wins server 2. Hayden Cardwell wins server 1. Hayden Cardwell comes back 2/10 faster than the field.
And you were
they raced Lincoln Monday.
I hope I can say this. You were spotting for him, correct?
Well, we were over there.
You were over there
watching with the guys.
I mean, like, dude, was it just like?
Well, dude's insane. Like, just don't make.
So what was it? Was it like being in the Discord with him whenever he's running that? Like, what's that? Is he calm, cool, collected, or is he like talking mad shit, or was it like?
No, he's just. Well, it was just funny. Like, because he was leader, and like being leader, you have to kind of like sometimes go on out of limb to like find the next line in order to like get that next advantage to even pull a little bit further, because you need every advantage you can.
Correct.
And he was
but
just
it's
like
tough to like want to search whenever you're in the lead.
It was funny. It was funny whenever he was running the bottom there. He's like, "Hey JD," he's like, "Tell me what this does," and he like wins a slider, and I was like, like this guy's like this ain't. Is this gonna work? And then he did it, and it was like just as fast. And like once he started, I was like, that's gonna be the best line. And then 2 laps later, everybody was doing it. He just did it confidently, just like, yeah, this is what I think it's gonna be, like there. And I'm like, you know, and he did that with a few other lines. It's just his confidence and his line ability and his faith in his setup.
Yeah,
he has full control of the race car. Is kind of how I look at it.
And Hauser, like you said, wins server 2. Hauser
dominating him and Cruz.
Yeah, They dominated. Hauser's going to be front row of a big VLR money race.
And he's won 2 already.
Yeah, 2 prelims. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, do you think this is going to be, you know, the one where he gets it?
I don't know.
I'm very much looking forward to it. Like, I'm
not
a huge.
I don't know. We'll see.
I'm not a huge street stock fan, is the thing, right?
But
So
the bumping and running in street stocks is
I was
awesome to
I was
watch.
fairly impressed with the racing. It was more entertaining than I expected it to be, and I'm sure tomorrow the finale is going to be just absolute fireworks. So we had Caleb Durgan. I'm sure everyone's seen is our guest for today. He was in the prelim server number 2. Qualified something like 10th, so he started outside front row of heat 5,
And one,
and then won it.
one heat 5. Then he got tangled up in something and ended up running 10th.
Yeah,
And he's locked into the feature tomorrow, so that's pretty good for him. And I think that's his first or second gobbler.
I don't
know if he ran
I
last
watched the
year,
end
but-
of the last year's one where all that happened between Jordan Gage and what was
Do we
it,
have a
Hauser.
repeat? What's gonna happen?
Oh boy,
Who's it gonna be?
oh boy, I'm excited, dude.
Yeah,
And the
I hate watching street stocks. Like low key, like it's just miserable to me. Like, and I won't race one.
oh, I won't.
I don't.
People
Yeah, I
ask me
won't
so
either.
many so many people ask me, "Are you running the Gobbler?" I'm like, "Fuck no, I'm
Yeah.
not running the Gobbler, bro."
Yeah, like it's just no.
I'm
I
not
did
running
come
that.
out of retirement though this week.
You did. That's correct. You came out of
For one
retirement. Tell
race.
us about that.
I ran a big block for the first
big
time,
block.
and I don't even know when the last time I stepped into a vehicle of that nature.
And how did it go?
But we had the DDPC chassis going on and qualified pole in the opener, dude. And then won the heat, finished second to feature behind Durgan, and was like, I mean, we were all right, but
And what was the strength of field on that?
I got 5,800.
Not bad, kid. Not bad, kid.
That's what I.
Not bad at all.
Oh.
Not bad. JD says that sprint cars go to Lincoln next week. So Lincoln,
That should be interesting. That could be another Bergeron racetrack.
I
honestly.
think it if it goes to the bottom, I don't know of many people that can
That dude's
contend with
crazy
it.
on bottom.
It's unreal.
His focus is like to run the bottom like he does, like the focus and like the like to keep doing it perfect every time is nuts.
It's
Like, how does he do it?
insane. And he did it like the one that I keep going back to with like just to show how good he is at it is I think it was either the 2019 or the 2020. It may have even been 2018. The opener for the sprint cars at Volusia, dude won by like 8 seconds and he rolled bottom the whole fucking time.
He's nuts.
It's unbelievable.
If I need someone to run bottom, I'm calling him.
For sure. What about one last thing or two last things that I want to bring up before we bring on our guest is I hope everyone has seen it, but if you haven't, go to VLR's page. Look at wasn't it on VLR's page? Look at
it was.
AI Scott Bloomquist spotting for Howard Weaver.
That is
If
kind
you
of
have not
I need to
seen
show
it,
my father that, honestly.
it's the funniest fucking video I've ever seen. He's just you got a car up high,
Howard
you need to
Weaver
get up
being a
high.
squirrel. What's new?
Oh, it's unbelievable how funny that video was. I don't know how he did it, but very funny. The last thing I want to bring up before we bring on our special guest, kind of off topic, Spotify Wrapped released today.
Dude,
Let's
go!
Let's hear it. What was your top 5?
all right.
Tell me
so
Taylor
top
Swift was on
5.
there.
There's no Taylor Swift. All right. So
Ricky
here it
Thornton
is.
Jr. would be disappointed.
Here's the hot take, ladies and gentlemen. We got number 1. We had Morgan Wallen. Do I just it's
I told Kiefer this
There it
earlier.
is.
I
Then we got
figured that he was
Posty.
a closeted Morgan Wallen fan.
I don't even know what that means.
It
dude.
means that you
Like,
didn't want to admit it. But the truth came out. What is this? Oh, he's grabbing his phone. Gotcha.
I gotta read my list.
Yeah. Let's read the list. Read it.
Later. Remind me later. Apparently, there's an update on my phone. Ladies and gentlemen,
We got
Morgan
him.
Wallen, Post Malone, Hardy, Metro Boomin, and Kanye, baby.
That's not a bad
Can I
list.
get it for the Kanye fans? Let's go.
Good old Kanye.
With 82 days of music. Is how much I listened.
I didn't remember how much mine was, but my top 5 is Drake. I'm basic, I guess. The Weeknd. I love The Weeknd. Taylor Swift is number 3. I didn't even I don't even think that registered. You yelled that so loud. Harry Styles is number 4. I'm a big Harry Styles fan. Don't hate.
He is good. He is good.
And
I do
then
like Harry.
number 5, Tyler the Creator. I love Tyler the Creator. So
Which was some surprise. Some surprise.
you were surprised by Tyler the Creator? You don't know me then.
Kinda. Not really. Like, yeah. Like, I see it.
Okay. Well,
You like Drake in the Weekend, you know? That's
yeah.
like the same.
Those are like my classics. Like if I don't know what I want to listen to, I put them on. So
Dude, apparently I listened to Morgan Wallen a lot. I was one of the top like 0.25 or 0.5% of Morgan Wallen listeners.
and that's impressive because he's got some people that probably blast his shit all day.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know how I did it because I don't even think I'd listened to Morgan Wallen that much. But
Yeah,
apparently I
clearly
did.
you do. All right, well, let's we're going to take a quick break, bring on our special guest, and we will be right back.
Special he is.
All right, fix the audio issue. All right, our special guest on this episode is Caleb Durgan. He's the owner of Durgy Dig Performance Chassis. He's one of the most versatile and talented young drivers on the sim, with wins in just about every dirt oval series at the highest level. Last night, he punched his ticket into the VLR Gobbler 100 finale with a 10th place finish in prelim server number 2. Caleb Durgan, welcome to the Plum Wild podcast.
Thanks for having me on, guys. Appreciate it.
You've been asking to be on, I think, since I started
I think
this.
since Tristan. No, since Tristan went on. I wanted to after Tristan went on for the DDPC
Yeah?
Yeah.
drivers,
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
What was that like? What made that the reason that you wanted to come? Was it because the episode was so good, or because you thought you could do better than Tristan? As a guest.
Just because I thought I can do better than Tristan.
Yeah, which is fair.
That's totally fair. It was about time we brought you on. I mean, you I think you're probably the first guest that we've had on that I can remember that has never been a pro driver, but you're at that level. You have a following, you know, a lot of people know your name.
Series.
If there was a big block series, you'd be in it. But
Well, I made pro last year. They just didn't let me in, so.
well, we're gonna get
this
to
is
that.
true.
So I wanna start from the beginning, like we do with all of our guests. How did you get into motorsports and into sim racing?
My father used to race pavement when I was like, I don't know, young, like 5, 6 or something like that. I always went to the track with him, and I don't really know how I got into sim racing, truthfully. I think my father, like, you know, we had like a Dell computer or something, and he wanted me to try it, and, you know, I was just running dirt streets like officials wrecking people, just that, yeah, I didn't understand any of it, and then, I don't know, I just started taking it seriously. I had a few friends around here that did it, so I figured I'd get on and have fun with them, and then it all just kind of transpired from there. I ended up getting with Bocus with Ryko and CJB and all that, and then it
Yep.
just kind of took off.
Yep, it goes all the way back to those CJB days. That was my introduction to Caleb Durgan back whenever you were a little like
Menace.
squeaker, you know. But you were
Yeah.
this fast
Now he's a
little kid.
bigger squeaker.
And we go way back, honestly, back further than
It's
probably
like
most people.
2020, I think.
Yeah, I think late 2020, early 2021.
Yeah, something like that.
But I mean, you've grown up really, sort of. I'll give you a little bit. You've grown up a little bit, but
Yeah,
that
that
actually, I am curious. So like, you started out as one of the kids on iRacing, right? Like you were one of the squeakers on iRacing. You've grown up a little bit now, and we have more kids coming in, you know, by the month or whatever.
Dozens.
Yeah, and now you're kind of grown up a little bit. Do you tend to like cut these kids any slack, or are you just kind of like, you know, do you feel like them still, or what's the deal there with those?
I mean, you have a bunch of drivers coming up that like get on CFM or something and, you know, have a good set and that are fast and, you know, they're up there competing, even if it's not for a win, like a top 5 or something like that. And, you know, sometimes they're over aggressive. I mean, I'm over aggressive, but like they're just pushing the limit very far. And, you know, I understand I was the same way at one point, and,
Right.
you know, Book has helped calm me down a lot with it. And, you know, I mean, I tend to lift a lot more for them instead of like
The
Kiefer
bigger
throwing,
situations.
yeah, if like Kiefer threw a bomb on me, I'm not lifting. I'll try through him. So
I got you. Yeah, it's funny to me like how it's almost like an actor that's grown up and now they're playing like the father role or like the mother role that they used to look up to, and now they get the role of like the mother or the father. Like you've kind of grown up a little bit, and now you're kind of in a position where you can either look at these kids and be like, this fucking kid, or like look at them like, I was in your position not too long ago. You know what I mean?
yeah, I mean, I don't like some of them, but some of them are alright, I guess.
It all depends. There's some kids on iRacing that have a good head on their shoulders and are, a little more calm, cool, and collected. But I always try to give them a little bit of a benefit of a doubt because I wasn't on the sim, or the sim didn't even exist whenever I was a kid. But I feel like I probably would have been a bit of a menace, a bit of a weapon, annoying, whatever. I'm probably still annoying or a menace or a weapon. But yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, there it is, right there.
Wow.
So going back, we've got a long history, and that started with CJB and Ryko way back in the day. You eventually left CJB and went with Ducharme over to, I believe, House of Speed, right? You've been around both of those guys, two guys that I hold highly regarded in big blocks. Who would you say has helped you the most between, Colin Bocus and Tyler Ducharme?
It's hard because there's two different factors to it, like driving wise and patient wise, and like the whole like racecraft scenario. I'd say Bocus wins that award, but like, going fast and just, winning, just, being faster than everyone else, probably Ducharme. It's just kind of a toss up.
Right.
I'd say it's even, truthfully. Maybe Bocus
Because
a
it's
little
like the
more.
best of both worlds.
Yeah, in a
It's hard.
sense.
And then when they work together, like what do you do?
Yeah, Apex was good just because I had Doucher in my ear telling me I have to win every race, and Bocus telling me to be patient and settle for a second. So
So
it
like
was
you
hard.
getting conflicting information from two different guys. What do you like? You just kind of do whatever you feel like doing at that point? Or?
More times than not, I listen to Tyler because after all, whatever race I'm in, I'm there to win.
I feel that.
If I show up, I'm there to win. And I'm not there to run second or third or whatever. I'm just there to win.
I feel that 100%.
That's all there is.
I mean,
even if I finish 20th, like the any VLR race, I know I'm not gonna win, but still go in with high confidence, and it pays off well. It paid off well for me in the
Birthday bash.
birthday bash.
Yep.
And the Gobbler. So
yeah, you won, or you got second and won what, $500 in the birthday bash?
yeah, I think something like that. Yeah.
I mean, where do you remember where you started in that race? Because I know you weren't up.
I won
You
the
started-
Conti.
Yeah, you started
Yeah,
deep.
I started deep. Yeah.
What was the mindset, or not necessarily the mindset, the expectation going into the feature in that race? Like, was it just kind of like, fuck it, we'll see how this goes, or?
I mean, I guess I didn't really know what to expect because when that race went on, you had to save tires. So everyone was just going like
True.
half throttle around the entire track, and I was stuck behind Selby, and it killed my right front. So then I got sick of waiting for them and just started passing everyone because they were still saving. But I just said, fuck it, I was gonna go for it, and it paid off well. I don't think I would have got a top 3 if it wasn't for Hauser and Morgan getting into each other, but.
That was wild.
Me and Bocus stayed up till like 4 every morning, just testing, trying to find the best possible setup that is comfortable to me, but still is fast. So.
What were you gonna say, Kiefer?
I forgot already.
Wow, unreal.
I've been scratching my back, dude.
So, Caleb, you've got DDPC. Tell us about Durgy Dig Performance Chassis.
Are they legit? Are they like?
I don't. It all started off. I think it was me and Sean in Discord just making a meme out of it, and I figured since I wasn't on a team at the time, I'd make a Facebook page and just post all the wins because at the time me and Sean were running like every big block official from morning to 2 o'clock at night. We were just running every one and winning them all. So we made that, and then Fire Swamp messaged me and wanted. I was helping him in iRacing, and he wanted DDPC on his real car, so that ended up like that. And it's just kind of, since Tyler don't really have time to build any big block sets, and Focus is rarely ever on now, so I just kind of, like Kiefer, he wanted to run the big block. Well, I don't know if he wanted to, but I made him. And I gave him the dig, and he was good. And I help out Sean, and everyone every week, just trying to prove that we're still good. Like, even when I don't have Tyler or Bocus in my ear each week tell me what to do setup wise, we're still good.
Was it like ever your kind of plan? Like, did you ever envision like eventually you want to have a team, or was it just like you said, something that was spur of the moment?
I mean, even like when we were on Ryko and Apex and all that, Sean was always with me. Like, we were on like the Apex sets, but like if Sean, because at the time like Bokes and them were on, but they were usually playing golf or whatever. So if Sean ever had a question on what to do to make him feel better, I kind of helped him. And then after the whole Apex deal faded away and Sean came to me, and we did that. I guess went and built for Speed Ranch for a little while, and then I don't know. That's really, I'd never envisioned that DDPC would be on any real car, or, anything big like that. I didn't think of it at the time. Now it's cool to look back on and see that it went somewhere, I guess.
Right.
But
It's always fun to look back at something and realize that you
See
actually kind of, where it came from and what you've kind of actually accomplished. Let's backtrack a little bit, because you ran the late model pro qualifiers, and you finished, I believe, 22nd in points?
I was one spot out.
I was one spot out.
I was two then. I don't know, because I know with McSwain not running, that put me in.
Right. And so you were expecting to get invited, but you did not. They skipped you and went to the next guy.
I wouldn't say I was expecting it. I kind of knew that it was going to be a no. And just because it was so recent, so I was just kind of like,
and what
I
was
didn't
so
expect
recent?
to.
You had gotten banned?
The ban, yeah.
What were you
So
banned for?
I was messing around with Loic in a session, and that was when I left Apex, and they were all still with Apex. So it was kind of, Tyler, he hates me one day and loves me another. So when Tyler's influencing Loic to do something, Loic's gonna do it. That's just how, that's how it works.
Yeah.
So I got banned for wrecking Loic, and then, we came back, and I learned a lot, and I've been clean ever since. So I think this pro qual will be fine.
Was it? I would imagine that it was still pretty heartbreaking, I guess you could say, or disappointing to like realize like, damn, I actually didn't get invited. Like, because I've been in that position where like you're not automatically locked in. You're hoping and expecting to maybe get an email, and then you hear everyone else got theirs and you didn't. So what was that like?
I mean, I wasn't really upset about it. When I found out, I was just planning on running officials and proving to everyone that I should be a pro driver, like, competing top split officials, like trying to prove a point basically. And I think we did that. And with this new build, I've been a lot better. I just like the way the cars handle more, and I just feel like it's more of a driver type of car instead of last build.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree. I love the new build. But you run a lot of both late models and big blocks. I haven't touched big blocks, but like one time Kiefer just ran them. But you run a lot of both.
Wild.
And I just want to know, which do you really prefer? Because it seems like you don't really have a preference. Which do you prefer?
I say competition side late model. There's so much more competition in a late model. There's always like, it's just way better competition.
Competition on the late model side
like,
is ridiculous.
It's so stout. Like in a big block, like I could go in any race and expect to win. Where in a late model, it's hard to tell because speedrunners have stepped their game up. CFM, HOS. Everyone's just good now. You have to be on your A game every single race. Where in a big block, you can kind of like in the Charlotte opener, I was way too tight. If I was way too tight in a late model opener, I wouldn't have won.
You run eighth.
Yeah,
That's what's crazy.
I'd say late models. Truthfully, it's a lot less toxic and more competition.
It's definitely a lot less toxic, dude.
Yeah.
I remember those, like, it's still toxic, but I remember whenever I did run a lot of big block officials, that shit. Whew.
It's so bad.
It's
Now I have
rough.
a war. Me and EPI are going at it. So
Are you?
yeah, they don't like getting beat. I guess something along the lines of that.
What's the deal with that, man?
Wow.
Like, I mean, is there a specific driver that you would like to call out publicly, or no?
Well, I mean, it all started at Knoxville last season when it was actually horrifying. We were winning every race by seconds. We actually made Tyler Clement rage quit. He right hooked the wall after Sean gapped him by like 5 seconds. So after that, it all went to flames. It was just a bloodbath. Whoever could beat who, and I wouldn't say it's entirely. Well, it's more HCM than EPI, but like me and Andrew still have good races. Hickerson, like even Clement, like it's just depending on what the night is and what the situation is. It's what it is.
It's always interesting to be on the outside of this like drama that is between these teams or drivers.
I would have never imagined there's drama.
No, there's no drama.
Ever.
No drama.
Never.
If there was no drama, we wouldn't have a podcast. So you recently had the opportunity to finally get in a real car, correct?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
What was that like, man? Because that's like almost everyone's dream on here that has never sat in a real car and made laps, and they've made a lot of laps on iRacing. They want to sit in a real car. What was it like? Tell us about the whole experience.
I was with Travis Mohawk weekend, a big Mohawk deal, and it was a Friday, Saturday show. I woke up Saturday. We were about to go to the track, and Fire called me and was like, "You want, like, randomly out of the blue, do you want to drive my car today?" So I called up my father, and we talked about it a little bit, and he brought my suit and everything, and it went surprisingly well. I mean, it took me till like I'd say 5 to 10 laps into the feature to fully get the hang of it and learn. Thankfully, Mohawk isn't that hard to drive. You're basically wide open in a 602 there all the time, but it was definitely a lot more fun than iRacing, and
it's crazy, dude.
It's way different.
Wild.
It's way different.
Like now like her, me, Bocus, and like people are like Roberts and the guys who have raced before, like how we say, like, you just can't, like, there's no way to mimic a kick.
No.
How do you mimic that?
You really can, not in iRacing.
What was the biggest shock? Like the first thing that was that kind of just shocked you whenever you were in the car?
I don't really know, because like as soon as I got in the car and actually started going, I don't really remember. Like
it was
I
a
just
fucking blur.
Like zoned out and went. Like from watching the cars and being with Travis the entire time, like I know how it's gonna roll
Handle.
over and like handle in a sense, and I know in iRacing the big blocks are like flat in the corner, where in real life you're hiked up the entire time. On the right front, right rear, whatever. So it was definitely different, feeling like you're laying on the right side the entire time. But I don't know. I don't know. I just didn't really find an issue or a big shock in it. I knew what it was going to be like, in a sense.
Yeah.
So you're a natural wheelman is what you're saying.
I wouldn't say a wheelman. I'm horrible.
Wheel kid.
In everything I do.
Kid. Wheel boy.
Okay. You can call me a kid. That's fine.
You're like Kiefer. Kiefer just goes out there and does it.
I'm just a widow boy.
You just go out there and do it, don't you?
I just drive.
Yeah. I don't know how I would be if I ever got to get in a car again, as I did it once whenever I was like 18, but I was fucking stupid. I don't know. Maybe I'd be all right. Of course, I want the opportunity. Are you gonna get like? Is there any plans to get in a car again, or what's the deal there?
Yeah. Um, After Super Dirt Week in October, we went and picked up 2020 pick now, so I'll be racing airborne full time next year.
Hell yeah,
Um,
dude. In a
and
like
then
602, like sportsman.
602. Yeah.
Nice.
Um, Airborne full time, then probably a few shows at Mohawk and just kind of see how it goes. If I'm doing really good at airborne, maybe you'll go to somewhere else besides Mohawk or something like that. But it helps having like Tristan or Bocus or someone that's been in a real car and has a lot of experience in it. Especially Travis, I help him out weekly, and he's been doing it since he was my age in go-karts, so he knows a lot about it and helped me a lot just understanding on what to do and um, just to feel comfortable in the car, like not driving it, just be comfortable in it, knowing like what it's going to do and what situations and all that.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's what I mean. Isn't that kind of what you look for, Kiefer? Is to just be comfortable, prepared.
You'll never be comfortable.
That's good to know. That's good
If
to
you're
know.
comfortable, you're doing something wrong.
I wouldn't know. I'm not a real racer.
Not really. Like you do find your zone. Like eventually, like once you get used to it, and after after you get a bunch of laps in, you have like there's eventually a zone you get in where it is like super. You're comfortable, but it's not like you're on the edge. Yeah, like I like to be. I'm always on the edge, like of the edge of like out of control, not narrowly, but like car wise, like I'm to the car. I drive the car to its maximum capability now. Like every
Yeah, well,
time I'm
you're
on the
bent
racetrack.
everywhere. I could stand on your left front and still have a foot of clearance.
But
So
like like I drive the car to its maximum potential now. So like I feel I'm comfortable and understand what the car is gonna do with everything now. But before you can't do that off the start because you could. But if you're as soon as you get comfortable, you'll spin out. Or like as soon as you get comfortable, you'll hit the wall. Like it's the same way like I think about it like on iRacing. Like whenever me and Nathan talked about this in prior podcasts. But like at Lernerville, when I run the lip at Lernerville, if I think about it, I'm gonna run off. If I don't think about it, I'm never gonna run off.
yep.
That's
But that's
true.
why you have to be on the edge, and that's why like you can't be comfortable because you can't.
You
I
can't
know
give
it
yourself a
sounds
chance
stupid,
to think.
but you just can't you can't give yourself that chance to think. You just need to do what your mind and what your body like, just kind of
Your
like what
instincts.
like your instinct tells you. And just you got to flow with it and just trust your gut and go with it. And then you have to be patient at times. And like what real racing really need, like what's hard to get in real racing is patience. Because in iRacing you have the mirror, so it's hard to race with the patience because we're so used to passing people. Like we can pass six people in one lap, or you can get passed by six people in one lap. We're like in racing that doesn't really just happen, you know. It's a more of a process, and it's a little bit different in that aspect, I think.
How nervous were you? Like, I feel like Tomasi said this. Who else was it that got in a real car and we had on here? I don't know who else it was, but Tomasi. I know Tomasi said this, that he wasn't nervous. Like, really, like whenever he got in the car, were you nervous at all? I feel like I'd be nervous as shit.
Not really. I'd say honestly, I'm more nervous than fucking VLR races or top
That's what
split
everyone
officials than
says.
in a real car. Like last night when I was going out to qualify, I was about fucking shaking. Like it was so sketchy running the top.
Yeah, dude. Like I would.
Lap one, I went into three and grip flipped. Like it, you're really on the edge with iRacing more than. Uh,
Yeah, because
I don't know.
we can hit the Alt F4 or like the reset button, or
Yeah.
like IRL. Whenever you see me ripping the lip like that, or like riding on the tires, that's not a reset button. That's dollar bills. That's a lot of work. That's pain pills. That's yeah.
Fucking pain pills. Talking about the Gobbler though, you had the prelim last night. So you said you went out and you were nervous for qualifying. You grip flipped on lap one. You ended up qualifying like what, 10th? Tell us about the whole prelim.
I don't. All I know is I was outside pole heat 5, and I knew as long as I got a good start, I'd be fine. Cause slider was good in 1, but also bottom was good, so I was just gonna wing it. Um, and I got a really good start. I don't know if he missed a shift or something, but I was
Oh,
able
I
to
didn't
get
even think
out.
about that. That's something I hadn't even
What?
considered, is that you have to shift in those. I
Yeah.
completely forgot about it. Yeah, you said you mentioned
That's
missed a
so
shift or
dumb.
something, and I fucking
Yeah,
forgot.
that is dumb.
I
That
just
is dumb.
realized that. Who was it that was starting on the pole? Was it Timothy Meesemer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you got a good
Yeah.
jump on him.
He's on a controller, I believe.
No, he's not.
No, I'm so serious.
He's not on a fucking controller.
Do you want to bet on this?
We can bet on it. I'll bet you $20.
Deal.
All right, deal.
Someone send the message now.
Someone messaged this guy.
Someone tag
Well,
Timothy. I know he's
I
probably
mean,
watching.
I don't know. I just got out to an early lead and I was really comfortable on the bottom and all the test sessions and shit. So I just hooked the bottom and I was gone. I mean, I was just gone.
So you won heat 5, put you starting
Oh, feeling good.
5th in
Yeah.
in the prelim,
Dude,
taking
in a
the
street
top
stock.
12.
When are you in a
Yeah,
street stock though?
when the fuck did you start?
When did you start running this?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah.
When the Gobbler was announced at Knoxville.
Yeah.
It's been a no life grind and it's still not over with yet. I still have to test a 100 lapper sometime tonight for tomorrow.
Yeah, we're taking up your time to test for the big money tomorrow. You
I've
started,
been on all day.
huh?
What is it, like $6,000 purse?
I think it is.
$1,000?
5 or 6, I don't know. None of I was gonna win.
$1,000?
$2 million
Still pretty crazy.
purse.
Fuck,
I
I
think
wish.
Howard Weaver said he's sponsoring it.
Yeah, he got Scott.
I actually stayed at Howard Weaver for the iRacing chat. I stayed at Howard Weaver's community house
Community house.
this past Thanksgiving break.
Community house? Like his actual house? Or
Well, he's got like a hotel deal that it's a house that no one lives at. And then like every time if you ask Howard for a place to stay, he puts you in this house.
sounds a little sketchy, but
Are you
It
sure
is.
that it was his house?
It's not. It's not his house.
So you just stayed in an Airbnb and talked to
no.
Howard.
No. This is a random person's house that's unlocked and they haven't been there since 2016.
What the fuck?
They
is
live
there
in
like a
Florida.
murder or something? Or like,
No,
I'm
she
so
did-
confused.
The Chinese lady apparently moved to Florida, I guess.
Did you have
Did you guys
to
sell the
walk?
house or anything? Like,
Did you have to walk through police tape to get inside?
No, you actually you have to walk through the verticals and like the
What?
the vertical blinds. The vertical blinds.
I don't understand what is going
You
on.
just walk
right
through
now.
the slider door. You just walk through the slider door and walk in.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Caleb,
I actually slept in the massage chair.
Caleb, you started 5th in the prelim feature. Tell us about that, because I know that there was some shit that happened in front of you, and some shit has been said about it. Tell us your side of the story, or your
was
view
tight.
of the story.
well, I was tight in the beginning, but I knew I was just I was loose enough to be able to hang on and maintain position until the track got slicker and then maybe pass a few cars or just stay there until Tomasi and Hackney decided to wreck each other on lap like 5 or some shit, which was
Wild.
just stupid, just dumb. And it was either plow into them or try to go past them on the top, and I did. And Inman had nowhere to go, and we made contact, and I fell back to like 11th, and
You had a tough battle there.
Yeah,
Like, you were in a mix for
you
the
were
transfer.
in a battle, dude.
You were
Or it looked like it.
side by side with someone in front of you, and you just had nowhere to go.
it was so bad. Like at the last 10 laps, I'd say I was faster than the leaders. Like I was the fastest car on track, but I couldn't go anywhere. Hodge was right there. I didn't want to risk moving them and spinning them because then I'd be fucked out of a transfer and I'd be in an LCQ tomorrow instead of being locked in. So
And then, for instance, like in Server 1, Kyle Jarrett and Logan Rumsey actually got into it. I think that's what it was. Yeah.
It was like with 5 to go.
Yeah,
off
it
of
was-
a
it
restart.
And it
a
was like
whole
a
mess.
netcode. That was a netcode
Yeah.
deal, and like that was just like Rumsey kind of got put in a spot where like, so if you're in your instance, if you're pushing like there and like netcode happens like that and like ruins your race,
it was just so risky. Like I
Yeah.
probably could have moved Hodge and gained 1 or 2 more spots within that, but there was really no point. I was locked into the big show tomorrow, so it was
And it's a long
just
race tomorrow.
Yeah, 100 laps around Knoxville in a street stock.
Is a
That's gonna
long
last an
time.
hour.
And I mean, especially with, Hauser, Cardwell, C, Rumsey, all of them up front,
It's gonna be
it's
a
going to
good
be a
race.
It's
bloodbath.
gonna be
And then
mayhem.
Tomasi and Hackney already going at it, so it's going to be.
I thought those guys were lovers at like one point or no.
I don't know. I watched it back. Hackney drove it in, hopped the berm, spun Tomasi almost.
It
It was a
wasn't
cluster.
wasn't good.
The street
Wasn't good,
No.
you
stock
would say.
guys going
The fucking
crazy.
street stock guys, man. I don't. I watched it.
Where's the metric street stocks?
Jonathan Wiley is always on them iRacing posts asking for the metric street stocks, and I'm
Dude,
with
I
him.
think
I would probably run them if they were metric street stocks.
no. Well, I post it every once in a while. He might post it for that, but I post it to be dumb because
Got
I
a
see
troll.
it all the time. Like I see people like, hey, like on iRacing forum, like that's what they asked for. And so like
Oh.
I'll post like on somebody's like I'll comment like, yeah, they came out with those. That's what they're that's coming out next build. Like that's
You're
what I tell
fucking
people
getting
now.
people's hopes up.
Yeah, I tell people now that like, hey, do you know when yeah, I'm like yeah, like people ask me randomly. I don't know why, but I get people that randomly ask me like stuff like that, and
I get it too. I get
but
it
I
too.
get them the most off the wall answers. I'm
Just
terrible. I have so much fun.
so much false information. So,
But like, I eventually tell them the right answer.
well, that at least that's a good thing. So, Caleb, you're starting 10th tomorrow in a 100 lap
20th.
feature.
20th. Good math.
Yeah. My research
Yeah.
my research team is getting fired. No,
You're the research team.
you're starting 20th. I knew that. I just fucked it up. You're starting 20th in the 100 lapper tomorrow. What's the game plan? I mean, is it just, it's a big, I don't know the tire wear on street stocks. I mean, I know tire wear is kind of like not really a factor much anymore.
I hear they blow up in 100 laps in Knoxville, though. Possibly.
Yeah, you can blow a right rear within 100 laps if you push too hard. So that's going to play a factor because you can't just go rip the lip for all 100 and
Oh, so what's the game plan then?
Rip the lip
just
for
ride
100.
around. Go to the bottom and ride around.
Just go to the bottom and ride around, try to stay on the lead lap.
Yeah, really. I mean, I know there's probably going to be some people that have like a heat race set in and try to lap the field and hope and pray that it's going to work because everyone's going to be so tight in the beginning. Just because you have to have them so bent in the slick to even have a shot at being good. It's so broke, but it is what it is, I guess.
So what are the expectations out of Caleb Durgan for tomorrow's 1,000 to win VLR Gobbler 100?
Hopefully to not go through a full right rear. I mean, even if I do, I can pull in the pits and get a new one and try to plow my way through the field, but
You
I
can?
don't. Yeah, if you blow one, you can go get a new one. You
That's,
can't if it's at like 2% or something, not fully blown.
has to be
but
fully
if it's
blown.
fully blown, yeah.
So
Which that's also going to play a lot of game plan in it because you can lap the whole field, blow a tire, go in, get a new tire, and have 100% where everyone else is at like 20 or lower. So.
but it only replaces that one that got down to 0,
Yeah.
correct? Yeah. Well,
Yeah, but the right rear is the only one that wears.
is it
All
really?
the other tires are just fine. So
Interesting. So what would you predict your finishing position to be if you can give an aggressive and a conservative answer, you know what I mean? Like if you were going to bet.
if all goes well,
He
top
wins.
10,
Oh.
I think. I think if
Top 10
there's a
would be
bunch of
huge.
drama like the fall frenzy and everything like
birthday
that, possibly
bash.
a top 3. Possibly, I think we'll be good enough to. It's just going to be so locked down around the bottom, and you're going to have to smash the pass, which it's so hard to hit the berm there or hit the bottom and not hit the berm. So I think a lot of people are going to smash the berm, slide all the way up the track, and without hitting someone, that's the only way you're going to be able to pass, unless someone steps out of line with like 10 to go and I don't know, trying to tub them or something. I don't know.
Well, good deal. So that's the prediction. Hopefully, I mean, I was rooting for you in the prelim. I hope you do well in in the finale tomorrow. Got a couple more questions for you. One more question for you, and then one for the group. I like to do a group question.
Wow.
What do you feel like is your biggest win, Caleb? Because you've ran a lot of races, you've won a lot of races. If you could pinpoint one as being like your biggest win, what would you say? And it doesn't have
I'd
to be
say
purely
the
off of SOF.
And it doesn't have to be a win.
I
Like the biggest
it
win for
I-
you.
The biggest win.
it's tough because like what Kiefer just said and me beating Blake and Evan and Augustine and everyone in that one opener, it's a toss up. Like obviously I got something out of the birthday bash, but I feel like I beat better people in the opener. Like I had a lot more competition because Devin, Hauser, all of them were wrecked out. So I'd probably have to go with the opener over Blake and Evan because they're probably the two best on the sim right now and
Which opener
forever
was
will
that?
be. The Pro Late model at Lincoln when the build first came out.
I remember.
Oh, I remember that. I do remember that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
I think yeah.
wild. That is a big win. I'll give you that for sure.
The only reason I did is because I qualified good for the first and only time in my life. I, I don't know how, but
Hey, light shines on a dog's ass.
It's because
every
you
once in a
probably
while.
practiced normal.
I only practiced like 20 laps and then I just loaded in and figured I was gonna run 10th.
No, earlier, like the hot lap, like how you hot lap, was just gave like your practice, like that. Your hot lap was just.
I'm not a hot lap type of guy. Like we've been through this.
Not a hot lap type of guy. Kiefer's dead.
No, I'm not like you.
Dude, you gotta be a
Hey.
hot lap type of guy.
I'm not. You're really good at
Kiefer,
hot
take your
laps.
hat off.
Me
Yeah.
or Kiefer?
You qualified on pole at Port Royal or second or something, on pole at Charlotte in pro over Blake and Evan and everyone else.
So I'm a hot lap hero.
Well, I mean, you're so good in the feature when you turn in a heat, but
Yeah.
that's
Wow, this was going really well until you mentioned that. No, I'm just kidding.
it was just such an awesome moment.
It was. I especially enjoyed making the TikTok that I made about it. That everyone
Oh, it
told
was
me
so
that they
awesome.
everyone told me that they loved it, but like it didn't.
That's awesome.
It didn't do all that well on TikTok. It's stupid.
Wow.
So the group question is, and I feel like I may have already asked this in another episode, but what is like an off the wall or underrated car track combo on iRacing that you really love? And Caleb, you can start.
I, I really Weed Sport and Williams Grove in any car.
Wrong.
I think when you have the right group of drivers or USA, you can have a great race. I mean, I guess that's the same way with any track.
Yeah.
Like if you have the right group of drivers, but I mean, it showed. Like there was a few Weed Sport races that have been really good. The bottoms in, the sliders in, the top, like it was really good. And there's some races at Williams Grove back when Buono and Ducharme and all them on old build were running it, and me, Buono, Loic, and Tyler are like 4 wide for the lead. It's just you have to have the right group of drivers to make really any track work, truthfully.
I mean, yeah, that's true. Kiefer, do you even have an answer?
I've answered this before on here, but I'm gonna get with a wild answer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Pro 2 trucks at Limaland. Leader runs the top.
I don't think I've ever done that one before. Have you, Caleb?
It's a great time.
Oh,
It is a great time.
People do
Nice
the
those.
one
chance.
thing
Let's
I've done
change
at
tracks.
Limaland is Nick Roberts' wheelie sets there in the 358.
Baby.
Wheelie sets are fun too.
Wheelie up
They
Wednesday,
are.
baby. Wheelie up Wednesday.
They are.
A lot of people do those like Pro 2s or Pro 4s or whatever trucks in like leagues and stuff, and I've never done it, but they say that shit's like a blast. I never gave it a try personally.
I see Ryan Miller in there saying Pro 4s at Knoxville. I guess I'm gonna have to go run that with him.
We're
at
gonna
some
have
point.
to give that one a try. I don't even. What would my answer be? Shit. Ooh.
Cedar Lake against the B main.
No. My answer is the late model stock car at Cedar Lake. And I don't even think it has to be 100% like slicked off. That is actually a fun combo. I did it one time with Robbie Swan, and I think James Batzer, from MDI. That one was a good combo to do. Underrated and kind of off the wall,
Yeah,
So
Keith, how do you feel about that?
What do you mean? You're a lower totem pole than I am. Everyone knows that.
what are we referring to?
Who's on the
No
lower
comment.
totem pole? Me? Who? Who? If you were to pick, if you were to get in a draft, who would? All right, and there was two picks. You got me or Durgan. Who do you pick first?
I picked
For the top spot at Beta Industries,
For the
mind you.
top spot at Beta Industries. Who is a bigger beta? Let's think about this, all right?
The biggest bot, like,
I'm
no.
just gonna select Kiefer, honestly.
Yeah, like it's. I'm the biggest beta here.
Yeah. Yeah. You choke a lot.
Wow.
Hey, but man, I can get it done early. Woo!
Knoxville, could have got a top 3. Wrecked yourself.
I just need someone to. I realistically need someone to like. I hate having a spotter sometimes, but I need a spotter to tell me not to do dumb shit.
Bocus
Like
was
whenever
telling you not to do
Bocus,
dumb shit,
but
and you
like
didn't listen to him, according
I
to
didn't
him.
listen to Bocus. Yeah.
Classic. Well, Caleb, I appreciate you coming on to the Plum Wild podcast. Good luck to you tomorrow in the finale of the Gobbler 100. If you'd like to thank anyone while you're on here, now's your time.
I told Mr. Gavin Robchan I would in a super official earlier today. So Gavin and obviously all my DDPC guys, especially Sean, he's on all day, every day, trying to find something that's broke but better. Rumsey and Cardwell and JD and even Massey for all the help and the Dirt Street stocks for the Gobbler. I truthfully wouldn't be any good. They're so broken the way that you have to set them up. I'm just not capable of all that. And you guys for letting me on.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Caleb. And like I said, good luck tomorrow in the finale.
Thank you, man.
All right. Well, that was Caleb Durgan. Great guest, as always. Great guest. Any comments?
I was just upset that our mics were kind of like moving opposite this whole time, but
Moving on.
But they do-
were the.
but they meet in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't you meet me in the middle? Let me pull something up right quick. I'm sure most people know, but unfortunately, I would say about a month ago we lost Sean Timmerman. Let's see. David Allen is hosting a Sean Timmerman Memorial Race Thursday, December 21st. It's going to be live on Ultimate Dirt TV. It's going to be at Eldora. I don't remember if he told me if there was a sign up fee, but regardless, go to David Allen's page and sign up for that race for the Sean Timmerman Memorial. That's going to go to a good cause, and obviously, we appreciate David for putting that together. And like I said, that's Thursday, December 21st. So tomorrow we got the VLR Gobbler 100, like we've mentioned like 1,000 times already. We got the LCQ and the finale tomorrow night. Looking forward to watching that.
There's gonna be some tea. I have a feeling.
I have a feeling as well. The LCQs are always, well, not always, but most of the time in these VLR races, they're win it and you're in it deals. That always provides some drama. Okay, so they're saying it's free to sign up and donations are welcome for the family. So just reach out to David Allen, I assume, to sign up for that. And then if you want to donate, that'll be going towards the family, but it's not required. So thank you to Taylor Wineland for letting us know about that. But so yeah, there's always drama in the LCQs.
No.
Why did your camera go off, you goober?
It's all right.
No. Well, always drama, and then there's always drama in these big 100 lap finales. What are you expecting out of going to be? What let's just ask this: what car do you be expecting to be pulling into victory lane tomorrow? You got Hayden Cardwell starting on the pole, Dylan Hauser on the outside front row. You got Logan Rumsey, Mike Augustine, Evan C. All these big names.
I'm going to do something that everyone despises. I'm going to tell you 3 people that are going to win a race, and it's going to be one of these 3 people.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're basically, taking
It's
up
going to be
3 picks.
I'm taking 2 solid picks and a wild card.
And a wild card. Okay.
That's kind of what I'm doing here. So I'm taking Hayden Cardwell from the pole. I feel like it's natural.
Yep.
Naturally, like I feel like that's just a great pick because Hayden Cardwell on the pole.
Yep.
Second pick, I'm gonna go with my little wild one. All right. Dylan Yeager back to back.
Ooh.
Okay.
All right.
He was fast last night. He kind of caused the debacle with Kyle Jarrett whenever he got into Rumsey there, and Rumsey was good there. And then I think another pick, starting front row outside. I'm picking the front row, Dylan Hauser.
Well,
I think one of the front row gets it, dude. I genuinely do.
Way to leave me with nothing here. I mean, Jesus. Yeah. Wow. I think those are good picks. Those are good picks, though. Like Hayden.
You could double up.
I know, but nobody ever does that. Those are good picks, though. I mean, front row is always, it's tough to get to bet against the front row, especially on iRacing.
Hauser's won 2 of them. That's kind of how I look at it.
2 of what?
Gobblers.
No, he hasn't.
I thought he won 2019, 2020.
I don't believe so. I don't think he has. Someone can correct me, but I don't think he's ever won a Gobbler. But I could be wrong. Regardless,
you're wrong.
That's not a bad pick. Trevin Lane says I think he did. Whatever. Maybe I'm wrong. But
29. I'm looking at VLR's post. 2019 and 2020 Gobbler 100 winner Dylan Hauser wins server 2. Okay. So I'll continue this conversation later.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I was wrong. But yeah. Okay. So Hauser has won it before.
Interested in the Bloomquist video, okay? You didn't care about the race. You cared about the Bloomquist video.
The Bloomquist video is so. I fucking love that video. It's so funny.
This guy.
Anyways, so those are solid picks. I'm pissed because you picked your wild card was Yeager and he was going to be one of my picks. That. I could see it happening. I can see him. I think he's starting somewhere around 8th or 9th, maybe. Yeah. I could see him working his way up towards the front either naturally and being at the front naturally at the end, or him being up there towards the front and benefiting from some carnage at the end. But regardless, that's a good pick. My 3, because I'm going to get 3 now. My 3, let's see. I think Logan Rumsey is a very solid pick.
He was good last night. Him and Cardwell on the same pace.
Right. Well, they're on the same
they're
stuff.
Teammates. But like driving wise too, they were on the same pace for a good while last night.
Right. So I could see Rumsey with the momentum that he's been showing, his talent that he just seems to have brought to another level.
1-3.
Yeah, starting 1-3, he's going to be able to get that countdown. It's I think Rumsey's a solid pick. I think it's hard not to go with some of the guys that are up front. Evan, I think Evan, just it's
naturally.
I don't think there really is much of an explanation needed for Evan. My wild card is Howard Weaver. I know he's not even in the race, but hear me out. Howard Weaver
wins the LTQ.
I don't even think he's in the LCQ. No. I think honestly, like my true wild card is Caleb. If Caleb has the speed that I think he claims that he had, and he has the talent. If he can get lucky from starting way back there, that's my wild card. I think Caleb Durgan could, maybe pull off an incredible drive from 20th to the front and win this thing.
It's 10. I was told it was 10th and 200 laps. That's the math that you did.
Oh, fuck. I guess I'm going to fire that person too. No. Yeah. Regardless, chat, everyone listening, if you're watching this live, be sure to tune in tomorrow, or if you're watching on YouTube or listening on Spotify, tonight, whatever. VLR Gobbler 100. It's going to be live on. Is it live on VLR's page and Ultimate Dirt TV?
I think. I don't think it's on Ultimate Dirt TV. If there's Peacemaker.
True. So live on VLR's page, the Gobbler 100. It's going to be a big finale, an LCQ, $1,000 to win, $5,000 or $6,000 purse. It's going to be. It's the best of the best in street stocks. It's going to be
100 laps in Knoxville.
It's going to be crazy. Be sure to tune into that.
All going to come down to the last 5 laps.
Yeah, basically. I hope
I'm paying someone to wreck somebody with 2 to go.
I hope it doesn't end up like just 100 laps caution free. Like I want to see a Plum Wild podcast caution flag fly with like 3 to go.
Yeah,
because we sponsored the Plum the cautions. Yep. Well, you got anything else, Kiefer?
I think that's it for me. I got a pretty chill weekend.
Yeah, pretty chill weekend. I was hoping to do the drunk stream this weekend.
I'm going to see Christmas lights. Can
you possibly see those on like Friday night or Saturday morning? I've been wanting to do this fucking drunk stream, and I can't do it without you. Like,
why? Because I don't even drink like that, bro.
Okay, whatever.
I'm not.
Whatever. All right, well,
dude, get the margaritas. We'll get ready.
Yes, let's do this. Anyways, that'll do it for this episode of the Plum Wild podcast. No. Backtrack. Kiefer, you know what time it is. You was hoping I forgot. I ain't forget.
Getting too old for this shit, guys.
No, you're not. Shut up. Whoa. Here he goes. He lines it up. Did he get a running jump this time? Big flip. Big flip out of the 0 camp.
How was the form?
The form, I feel like the form gets better every single week.
It really does.
I feel like it does. All right, well, that will do it for this episode of the Plum Wild podcast. Thank you again to Cody Williams Design for sponsoring tonight's episode. Don't forget to use code PlumWild20 for 20% off at checkout. For myself and Damian Kiefer, thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you right back here in the next one.